So here I am at Khami Monuments, Khami Ruins. See how beautiful this place is. You can see for yourself. Don't worry about my face, which is in the shade. Just look at the beauty of nature and understand that architecture didn't start with people who went to school. It was there long before these universities. People knew what to do. They would do architecture, as you can see there. So let me take you on a journey of this beautiful place and show you what the old people were doing in the 13th, the 15th centuries. So if you want to go to Khami World Heritage Site, you turn here and you follow this road for 2.3 kilometers. 2.3 kilometers. Yeah, boy. Welcome to Khami UNESCO World Heritage. Khami Monuments in Bulawayo, just a few minutes outside Bulawayo. We welcome you there. So from what I was told at Great Zimbabwe, they said if you would put your hand here, it will get stuck there, and then this was how the house is. So these are some of the monuments you can find in Zimbabwe. We are here at Khami. In Gwel there's Zinjanja, Lolo, Naletale. In Mashungu there's Great Zimbabwe. From my understanding, in Plumtree there's one, and then there's another one in Wange called Bumbuzi, and somewhere here in Mutoko there is another one called Mutoko Ruins, and in Nyanga there's Ziwa, and in Bindura Shamba area there's another one, and then yeah, all these You are not allowed to touch those. Oh, this is how it was originally. And then iron smelting, mvuto, call it gold milling. There's no gold, I could have taken it and gave it to you. Then there's Zoro. They used to keep cattle and farm. Yeah. And they used to do poultry. They used to trade in salt, iron, elephant horns, bone amulets, and all this and that, copper, work, iron, and they used to do pottery. So that's how they survived. Hill complex, cross platform. Yeah. And we are going up the hill to see the ruins. So you go up the hill to go to the main complex of Khami Ruins, and you can see the trees have been growing for years. There's a tree growing on the rock there. It's a beautiful tree, and these trees, I'm sure they are old, more than 100 years old, I'm sure. I don't know, but I'm guessing, looking at their age, their size, I suspect them to be somewhere around 100 years. And it's beautiful. We need to keep nature thriving and not just cut trees for the sake of firewood, but allow the trees to grow. Yes, we need firewood, but we can use natural resources like gas. I know a lot of people can't afford it. So if you cut a tree, plant a tree. But before you cut a tree, just look at it and think how long it took for that tree to grow before you cut it. And are you not depriving your children of beautiful natural resources just for the sake of firewood, which will cook one meal, may not even be enough, when you can utilize other things, other stuff? Like these days there's gas, there's electricity. I know in our country there's issue of load shedding, but at the end of the day, let's think and preserve nature for our children and our grandchildren. So here we are. This is the place they call Khami Ruins, and some people say no, we are not supposed to call them ruins, we are supposed to call them monuments. And yeah, I understand where they're coming from, because ruins is something which is dilapidated, but look how beautiful this is. Look guys, can you just look how beautiful this is? Just look at that, the beauty of it, the beauty of architecture, old age architecture which has been standing for years. Yeah, there we go. This is just beautiful. I'll come back again here, but it's one of those things where you just have to enjoy and, you know, just marvel at how people built this thing. Look at it. Let's tour this beautiful place and see what it holds for us. There is they call it the main hill complex, and yeah, we have to go up the stairs. And these stairs, usually these places were built in such a way for security reasons, because imagine an enemy coming to attack and you're on top of him. You have already an added advantage besides your numbers and besides knowing your place. So these places were built most, if you see and you look at the what do you call this, these national monuments, these ruins things, if you go, I've been to, so far I've been to Great Zimbabwe, I've been to Tsindi. You see that they are built the same way, in a way that if an enemy comes, you are looking down on your enemy. So in other words, when you attack your enemy, you're attacking him or her from the top, which is an added advantage. And they don't know your place. When now you know where to hide, and you can also see your enemy from afar. So far from the monuments which I've visited, I would say this is one, this is the only one so which has been built on lower hills, because you can only see for a distance. But when you go to Great Zimbabwe, you can see as far as the eye can go. When you go to Tsindi, you can see as far as Murewa. So it would help the communities that stayed in those ruins, on those monuments back then, to see the enemy before the enemy comes, while he's still at a far distance, while he's still very far. So this is a monument which is found in Bulawayo, just a few kilometers outside the city, Khami Ruins. And the thing is, of the three which I visited, they are all less than an hour away from the cities or towns they are found. Like Tsindi, it's about 30 to 40 minutes from Marondera, and Great Zimbabwe is about 40 minutes again from Masvingo. But yeah, I can also see from this side that when you look at these ones, you can see as far as 20 kilometers, and it's beautiful. So I'm at the top, overlooking the shore. So according to the board there, this is the king's residence. You see it's enclosed. Obvious, you could see from afar. I'll be going down there, but that's the king's residence. And I don't know, but from the look of things, this looks like cement was used later. So I don't know if it's cement. I'll touch it and see if it's cement, or maybe it's cement which was used then later for the preservation of the place. Yeah, this looks cementish to me, so I think they did it to preserve. Okay, what I can see is there's cement at the outside just to prevent the walls, and then behind there's mud which was originally used. So they did this just to preserve it so that it doesn't get destroyed, and it doesn't take away much of the originality. Look how it is. So here I would say there's architecture, there is a civil not mechanical, there's civil engineering, and there is what is it, planners. All of them were involved in all this without going to a university, without going to a college. They did all this to make this without going through reading books, but knowledge passed from one generation to the other. So as much as people want to say the white people developed Africa, I would disagree, and you can attack me all you want, but this was done without the white man's help, but by a black man originally from Africa who developed this. And he didn't need to go to school, he didn't have to study nights, for years, for 4 years to get a degree, but they had to wait to do this after they were taught by the elders. They knew how to cut these rocks using fire, from my understanding, and then at the end of the day you would find that it became something strong like this. And here we have it, over 500 years later, is still standing. Some buildings today are being built, some houses today are being built, and few years down the line they are destroyed. So we need to preserve this, guys, and make sure our children will also be able to know about this. Okay, like my generation, our children will know, so our great grandchildren and their children must know about these places, and we need to preserve them. So you can visit Khami outside Bulawayo when you visit Bulawayo, and you can be able to see this place, enjoy this beautiful thing. It's just $4 entrance, and you can come and enjoy this. It's not that big like the Great Zimbabwe, which is the biggest in Zimbabwe, if not the biggest in Africa, if not the world. I stand to be corrected, but I think the Great Zimbabwe is the biggest monument in Africa, if not the world over, when you look at the monuments which are standing without being built by brick and mortar cement. So this one is a bit smaller than the Great Zimbabwe, but it's the second biggest in Zimbabwe from my understanding. We have got other monuments like in Mutoko Ruins, in Shamba, in Plum Tree, and somewhere in Tabazinduna along the Gweru Road we find some of these monuments. Look at how these rocks are standing, and they're also preserving the natural trees. That's a mutowe tree there growing, so the time for fruits you can come and enjoy. Thank you so much for seeing this with me. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to comment, so that we can be able to bring you more. So please subscribe, Baxter the Traveler. So unlike other ruins, I don't know, I just need to, I'll ask at the office. I don't see much of where people used to reside, but I suspect in such places this is where they used to reside, the ordinary people, because here at the top I see the chief's residence, so maybe also people would reside here. I'll check with the office and get the history of how and where people lived. But usually the king was more protected than the ordinary person, and I see here they are trying to maintain with cement and making the steps strong so that they don't fall. It's good because we need to preserve everything for future references, so that no one can claim and say we developed Africa. I know people would say Africa is still backward. That's fine with you if that's your mentality, because at the end of the day, people are bound to think whatever they want. They're free. But if it wasn't for them trying to colonize the country, then obvious it will be something better and different. So yeah, I'll go to those places and see. So it looks like people used to stay in these places here. I think I'm getting my answer before I even get it from the office, because this to me looks like something where the residents used to stay, or that. I'll get there. This is the other side of the ruins, the monuments. And yeah, like I said, I suspect people, ordinary people, used to stay in these places here. That's what I suspect. I'll check when I get back to there, but my suspicion looks valid, that there were people who used to stay here, and I'm sure this was a watchtower, a rock for people to watch, and it has got a cross, so that looks I can see some coins on the cross. I think people believe that you can do your stuff and throw in and say your wishes. Yeah, there's a cross. I think those coins there, as you can see, from different countries. I don't see old Zimbabwean coins, but I see South African rand, Canadian dollar. Oh, I see an old Zimbabwean coin. There's a 50 cents there. So this thing has been here for years. Imagine the last time we used Zimbabwean dollar, and I can see a 50 cents there. That's used to be a Zimbabwean dollar. So imagine how long this has been here. Yeah, so I believe people do their wishes and what, things like that. And that looks like a fireplace where people would sit and do cooking. So if you can see the cement there, that looks like a fireplace to me. And yeah, or maybe this was a church or whatever, you know, I don't know. You can see I'm at the top now, and you can see the way the stairs. So it was built the same way, laying of rocks so that no one can be able to climb, just like the main one. And yeah, it can be seen that there are rocks laying here. So for someone to climb here, already the people will have seen you, and then they will attack you from the top. They will defend. In fact, they won't attack you because you'll be the one attacking, so they will defend themselves from the top, and then the enemy has no ground, much ground, because if you are being attacked from the top, you are bound to lose. And they would make sure the stairs are narrow so that no two people can walk side by side, making it an advantage that they attack one by one. They defend. Sorry, I'm using the wrong word. I don't know why. I want to use attack because obviously the one who comes in here will be the one attacking, so they will be defending. So they made sure the stairs don't allow two people at the same time, so that when they are defending it's easy. And if they defend and hit the person on the toe on the side, obvious, if he or she falls, yeah, this is the north platform. And like I said, I think and I suspect this is where the people used to stay, the ordinary people. And yeah, you can see the design of this, and they would make sure there are some rocks and all this and that for strength. You can see the design of these rocks, these walls, it's nearly the same. I can say it's the same from all they want to do a design here. Like on other ruins, you see the chevron design, and yeah, it's nearly it's the same, which gives which makes it original, from the same people, different places. And yeah, it's just those walls, those rocks, nothing much here. I'm sure this is where they would be living. And as you watch this video, please share, like and subscribe. Subscribe and share and comment, leave a comment. The more subscribers we get, the more content we'll be able to bring, because you know how it works when it comes to social media. You know how it works. The more subscribers you get, the more you can get. You can start earning. Yes, you need to bring me you more content. So what I've seen and noticed, and I'm sure you know about it, all of you who know about these monuments and ruins, you know that they made sure to construct these near some hills. This would make it stronger. I'm sure easier to get the material. So also for easier protection, because on top of a hill you can see from afar. So they made sure it's on the hills, where in Shona we call it the Naririre, or watchtower in English. The watchtower would be standing there watching, waiting for the enemy, to see the enemy coming and give a warning to the army to be ready to defend. So this is designed in a way that no one will be able to climb. See how it is? So you won't be able to climb the walls easily. Yes, you can climb, but you won't be able to climb easily. I don't know why it was a cross platform, the one which I showed you up there, but I'm sure it had to do with their tradition. Okay, we are back where we started, and like I said, I hope you will subscribe, you will share, you will like, and you will, if you do that, you'll be able to see more content from us, and as we grow this channel to bring you more about our country. And yeah, thank you. for watching Baxter the Traveler. This is again, so we can say this is the entrance of the main way to the chief's residence. You can feel me, you can hear my breathing. So imagine you want to attack, how it is. Thank you. So yeah, this is the end. As you can see, we're coming out. That's the end. Still the protective wall, so that it's not easy. Yes, people can climb, but it was made in a way that it's not easy for someone to just walk in without a struggle. It was made in a way that you can be seen while you are trying to climb up. And yeah, okay, yeah, the stairs are wide, but it's not easy to climb. Imagine you want to attack, you come running, and then the person at the top is already waiting for you. It becomes a story. So yeah, there's the entrance going to the king's place. It's residence. It's a bit wide open, but someone will have seen you already, so they can defend themselves, and then it makes the enemy's life hard. The enemy's life would be hard. You won't just get in and out easily. You will be dealt with in a nicer way. I don't know if it's nicer, because when you are an enemy, they don't defend easily. So, and here they call it the grain bin. In Shona we call it tsapi. I don't know if I'm using the right word. Was the inside the tsapi there's a dura, which we can call a container, like the big house where they would to store their grain. And then I don't know which way to go now. So this would be a tsapi, which is the bigger room with smaller containers inside, which we call dura again in Shona. In Isindebele I need to research and see. So yeah, this is where they kept their grain. As you can see, they kept the grain here, so that would be the storage. In other words, we are saying this was the storage, a storage for grain. Yeah, that's how it was. Thank you for watching. Once again, I would say subscribe, and share, comment, like. Thank you. I'm sure all these rocks would be working for protection. The guards would be standing on those rocks, and when an enemy comes through, he will be dealt with, defended well, because they would be seeing you while you don't see them. That would be the tricky. Because the trick is, you have to see your enemy, the enemy doesn't have to see you. That's how you deal with it. Even in today's wars, whoever is attacking or defending has to deal with the what do you call it, with the enemy without being seen. And you can see they made sure there are some stairs to make it a bit hard to go up. You just don't walk in like you're walking in the park, and an enemy would have come from a distance, but still find it hard to easily to get to the place where he or she wanna attack. But usually it was men. In the old days it was not, there were no women or soldiers, unlike today where we have women guard, guard women who are soldiers and who are guards. So This is all about Khami Ruins, sorry, not Cindy, Khami Ruins near Bulawayo. You can come and visit, $4 to enter, and then enjoy. Yeah, thank you.